Howdy heck and hello H2Os, roller bros, and chicken of ages alike. I'm your guide Q. Welcome back to r/AmITheAntagonist. We've got some super spicy stories to get into, one of which I'm extremely conflicted on, so I would like your help with it. Having said that, let's just get into it. Am I the antagonist for calling my body-positive coworker unhealthy, deluded, and bitter after some rude comments she made about me? I'm currently working part-time at a restaurant on my university's campus. I mostly work shifts with this one girl, we'll call her Anna, holy heck is that an ironic name to give her, who is all for the body positivity movement. She embraces her body type and regularly posts inspiring quotes and images on her social media accounts. Personally, I have nothing against this at all. I am also in full support of treating and accepting everyone no matter of their body type. However, I do believe that everyone should be healthy, eating right, exercising, taking care of their mental health, etc., or at least attempting to be. I don't support those who use the body positivity movement as a cloak to shield and justify their unhealthy and damaging behaviors. I 100% agree with this person on that matter. However, despite being a supporter, Anna regularly comments on my body type. For example, I always bring food for my shifts since I personally think the food there is not the healthiest. Burgers, fries, more fried food, etc. Anna will often say things like, "You should eat a burger, you could use an extra few pounds, honey," or "You look skinnier than last week, I told you to stop eating salads every day." She'll sometimes even feign concern for me and ask me in private if I was struggling with my weight, and then proceed to tell me that I look way too skinny to be healthy. One time I was changing into my work shirt in the back, and Anna saw my stomach and commented that my stomach was starting to look like a man's. I have no idea what that even means, but I doubt it was a compliment. These hypocritical comments have pissed me off. I enjoy eating healthy and cooking my own meals, and I enjoy working out and staying toned. Anna, on the other hand, gorges herself on food in our restaurant, drinks about 3 cans of Coke per shift, and does not work out. I don't think this is healthy. Finally, during yesterday's shift, this guy I kinda like came in to get some food, and I was super excited to see him. He turned out to be a bit cold towards me, and the whole event was a bit anticlimactic. Oh well. Anna witnessed the whole thing, and after he left, she said, maybe he's into curvier girls. I basically blew up at her and called her out for her hypocrisy. I asked how she could call herself a supporter of body positivity when she regularly shamed my body. Then I told her that she was unhealthy in many ways. I called her out on her eating habits, bitter and jealous of others who are in control of their health and bodies, and deluded for believing that she is healthy and fit. She called me insecure and told me I was being rude. It was reaching the end of our shift, so I clocked out early and left so I didn't have to argue with her more. I was mad for a bit and told one of my best friends. She said that I was right and all, but that I was insensitive in the way I brought it up and suggested that I apologize. I'm standing my ground, but I want to hear others' opinions as well. Oh boy, does fat Reddit YouTuber Q-Star have an opinion on this. My lord, I cannot imagine a more hypocritical person than this body positivity activist that this woman works with. First off, your average 7th grader could tell you that the bigger woman's comments about the author of this story being too skinny were completely inappropriate. If you think that somebody actually has an eating disorder or something like that, this is not the way you bring it up, and I think that even as a coworker, barely even knowing this person, barely even being that close, you're not the person to bring that up to this person anyway. But having said all of that, and knowing that this body positivity person is not actually body positive in any sort of way, everything that you said to her is completely justified. I mean, sure, you could have taken the high road and turned the other cheek and not said anything back, but once somebody comes at you with those sorts of comments, they open themselves up to receiving those comments right back. That is completely fair game, and nothing that you said was that inappropriate at all. And honestly, if you consider yourself part of the body positivity movement, and you agree with the way that the bigger girl brought up weight to the author of this story, you need to take a look at yourself and consider the fact that maybe you're just in the body positivity movement to make yourself feel better, and wonder if you actually care about other people's bodies at all. Alright, let's dive into something not at all controversial. Am I the antagonist for excluding one of my girlfriends from girls' night out after he came out as transgender? First off, it's not my intent to misgender, but this is new to me, so excuse me. One of my friends recently came out as trans and said she always felt like a guy trapped inside a woman's body. She has started transitioning and wearing male clothing and wants us to start referring to her using male pronouns instead of female. I have no problem with him being transgender, however, my other girlfriends and I don't feel comfortable including him in our nights out once he's done transitioning. We don't feel it's appropriate anymore because it's, well, girls' night out. I mentioned this to my BF and he says it's transphobic to exclude him, but we don't feel comfortable with him anymore, and I think our feelings overtake this. Plus, in my defense, if excluding him is transphobic, then girls' nights out are sexist because they exclude men. I don't think we're doing anything wrong because my safety overtakes his feelings. Am I the antagonist? Alright, I almost feel like this one needs a little bit more info because I'm confused about a couple things. I've talked about boys' nights out and girls' nights out in the past on an Am I the Antagonist episode. Specifically one where there was a guy's nights out and somebody's wife wanted to come along, but she was kind of a buzzkill, so they didn't want to have her there. I personally think that a boys' night out or a girls' night out is really just about a group of old friends getting together and having fun. Having said that, if there is something inherently, like, gender-specific about your activities on that night where you wouldn't want a male in your midst, I guess maybe it's okay to exclude this person? I don't understand in what situation that would come up, and I'm really confused when she says, I don't think we're doing anything wrong because my safety overtakes his feelings. Which is why I think we need more information, because how is him being transgender possibly putting your safety at risk? Is there something else weird about this person? Are there other ways they've changed in the middle of transitioning? Like, I just don't know. Definitely let me know what you guys think, but I am going to add a fifth option to all of the polls after stories in the future of not enough info, where you just feel like you can't make an accurate decision because just not enough info has been provided. It's very self-explanatory. Am I the antagonist for refusing to pay thousands for something my child broke? I live in a pretty small town, so if you don't know somebody directly, you likely know a person who knows them, and this is pretty much biting me in the butt right now. My husband and I are looking to upgrade homes, given we're planning on expanding our family, so we've been looking at a few open houses recently. About a week ago, we were at an open house when our daughter, 4 years old, wandered off and picked up this mask-type thing laying out on a table. Super bright, very loud, apparently very fragile, and pretty much right out in the open. When I saw her touching it, I told her to put it down, but it was too late and somehow it got cracked down the middle. Now, I'm not sure if it was already broken and they had left it out as some sort of trap, because who leaves something bright like that laying around during an open house with children walking around, or if she did anything, but I felt extremely embarrassed and grabbed my daughter and told my husband it was time to leave. A so-called friend of mine who knows the house owner saw me there and apparently told the house owner she saw me running out of her house on the same day she returned to find the mask broken. Now she's hitting me up on the phone demanding I pay her back for breaking art and naming an absolutely ludicrous price, think 4 figures. I'm absolutely not going to pay her that, but a few people I know think I'm in the wrong here. I personally think if you're having an open house that children will be visiting, you don't leave expensive breakables out in the open. I also do not believe for a second that the thing was worth thousands of dollars, and if it was, I think there's a very good chance she broke it herself and then left it lying around to pin it on someone else and guilt some money out of them. Who's the antagonist here? Okay, your idea about this person having left out this item as a trap for people attending the open house to destroy so she can extort money out of them seems pretty far-fetched. Secondly, you have a 4-year-old child. I think it's extremely irresponsible of you to walk into someone else's home with all of their property around and not keep close tabs on your kid to make sure they're not, like, digging through someone's drawers or touching something they shouldn't be touching. You might think it's silly for this person to have an expensive piece of art out while there's an open house, but you know, like, trying to sell a house is all about perceived value, and I know it sounds stupid, but if you have expensive stuff around the house, people might think the house is worth more. I don't know. It's just about making a house look nice so that you can sell it and stuff like that. The one place that I do slightly agree with you is, like, if you think she's actually trying to get more money out of you than this item is worth, ask her to get it appraised. Like, take it to an art dealer and have them say, hey, if this was in perfect condition, how much would it actually be worth? And also, I hate to go on forever about this, but your so-called friend reporting you to the homeowner because you ran out of the house after destroying her property, that seems like a very normal thing to me. Stop pretending that's weird. Hey, if you didn't know already, I do have a gaming channel called GameQ that you cannot find in the YouTube search unless you select specific results for GameQ, because it will always autocorrect to GameCube. But I've got some big plans for this channel. I haven't uploaded a ton of stuff there, but I want to do some more stuff over there, and it'll just be more of like a casual sort of gaming hangout channel as opposed to like the sort of content we have going on here. So if that interests you, there will be a link in the description to my most recent video. Feel free to check it out. Leave a nasty comment telling me I'm boring and I should quit YouTube. I hope you guys are all skating on to the best of your abilities, drinking more water, stay safe out there, make sure you're taking care of one another, and I'll see you very soon.